On this day in 2006, Roy Keane and Du Wei made their Celtic debuts in a Scottish Cup nightmare at Clyde. Gordon Strachan's Celtic tenure got off to a disastrous start with an embarrassing 5-0 defeat to Artmedia Bratislava in his first match in charge. But by the 8th of January 2006, he had Celtic 7 points clear of second-placed Hearts after an exhilarating 3-2 win at Tynecastle on New Year's Day, coming back from 2 goals down at half-time to win with 2 late Stephen McManus strikes. They would go on to clinch the title on the 5th of April 2006 as they turned the race into a procession with 6 games left to play. Strachan's reign would end with some of the most turgid football ever seen at Celtic, but in that first season they played some exciting stuff, with Sean Maloney and Shunsuke Nakamura providing the creativity and Artur Boruc in goal proving the best keeper at the club since Ronnie Simpson 40 years before. There was no hint of the calamity to come as new signing Roy Keane and Chinese prospect Du Wei were handed debuts at what was expected to be a routine third-round Scottish Cup tie. On a day cold and blustery, despite the bright winter sunshine, Celtic lined up Boruc, Telfer, Wallace, McManus, Du Wei, Lennon, Keane, Nakamura, Hartson, Pearson, Maloney. Subs: Marshall, Virgo, McGeady, Zurawski, Lawson. Right from the start, it was apparent Celtic were not at the races. The heavily rutted pitch and strong wind didn't suit their style, while Clyde, managed by ex-Rangers pantomime villain Graham Roberts, were aggressive, strong and direct. Du Wei had been signed on loan from Shanghai Shenhua at the beginning of the season and had captained China's under-23 and Olympic teams. After seeing him play against Argentina's under-20 side in 2001, Diego Maradona supposedly remarked, "Du Wei has the perfect sense of how defending should be played. His speed is unparalleled." This was Du Wei's first and last match for Celtic, as he was run ragged by Craig Bryson and Tom Brighton. Clyde had already put the ball in the net twice, both goals harshly disallowed before they scored their first, when Boruc missed a cross from the left and Bryson headed into an empty net. It was an uncharacteristic mistake by the keeper, who barely put a foot wrong all season. Du Wei gave away a penalty a few minutes later when he was caught out by a long ball over the top and brought down Brighton in the box. Boruc made a brilliant save from the penalty, but on 37 minutes, Clyde went 2 ahead when the defence failed to deal with a corner and Eddie Malone volleyed the ball into the net from 10 yards. The game had completely passed Roy Keane by, but it was Du Wei who was hauled off at half-time, replaced by Adam Virgo. The second half was no better for Celtic, and they only came into it as Clyde tired in the latter stages. Maciej Zurawski pulled one back with a drilled low shot from 20 yards on 82 minutes, but it was too little too late, and the holders had fallen at the first hurdle. Gordon Strachan told the BBC after the game, "Clyde were the best team, they used the conditions well, played with common sense football, and we did not." Roy Keane went on to make a good contribution to the title run-in, including a midfield masterclass in the 1-0 win at Ibrox on the 12th of February. Du Wei, though, was sent straight back to Shanghai 2 days later, his chances of a permanent deal shattered by 45 calamitous minutes at Broadwood.